Hello and welcome to all you Scorpios for this is your monthly horoscope for March 2016, and let's have a look with all these eclipses and what is going on with the Scorpios. Well, the eclipses are not really in the signs that has a lot to do with your key areas of your life. So, because a lot is said about eclipses, that they are drastic changes and they transform your life. But if that is not happening in a key area of your life, and it's not happening on a planet, on a particular planet or axis in your horoscope, you're not going to sense that quite heavily. But what is important for you, or what is going to be interesting for you during the month of March? Well, first of all, your ruler, your ancient ruler, Mars and Saturn in the same house of the second house. So, as I said in the other videos of February, I'm trying to see a bit the big picture of what is happening, especially with the Mars, with your ruler, because it's going to go retrograde. Not now this month, but this shows that we know Mars is now shifting in the beginning of March. It shifts into Sagittarius, which is your second house, and that will be around the 7th. And it's up to join Saturn. It won't happen in March, but it's two very important energies in your second house, and this is not going to be something that only happens this month. You will feel this also next month, and then it goes backwards into that sign. So long story short, you will feel that between now and August of this year. So there's a tremendous amount of energy towards your talents, towards your resources, towards your confidence, and towards you, because Mars is also going retrograde in your sign of Scorpio. So but the emphasis now is definitely on the second house. And what is this about? For some people, this will mean that first, the energy. What is Mars and Saturn? Mars and Saturn together in astrology are not always seen as the easiest energies, because Mars is wanting to go forwards, is your drive, is your intention, and Saturn is blocking that. Saturn is going slow, it's being mature, it's being slowly but surely disciplined and all of that. So if you mix those two, at its best, it is mature actions, it is cautious actions. It is like a surgeon, for instance. Sometimes surgeons do have that Mars and Saturn together because they have to really know what they're doing, right? Because otherwise maybe they're going to cut something away that shouldn't go away. But it's that focused energy, that a tremendous amount of energy and inspired energy, because it's in Sagittarius, that is going towards that one area of your life, which is for you. Some of you will be your talents. So a lot of Scorpio may try to change their jobs, and whilst doing that, they are using their talent in a new way. They are developing new skills. They are, for instance, working very, very hard to get more money in. That's, basically it. And getting more money in, getting more value, getting more confidence. This is all the second house area. So on a very mundane level, it can mean that you, by what you do, you are going to earn more money, but not until you will see the result only around August, September time. So you will have to, and it is that demands a tremendous amount of energy to make that happen. Maybe, but you are going to be probably very cautious with money, which is good, which is what Mars and Saturn at its best is, because otherwise it will backfire right back to you with Saturn there in your second house. It's being economical, it's being also economical with your own resources, and that's the best strategy for you Scorpios out there, whatever you're doing. Also with the confidence, it's so easy to lose your confidence. It's so difficult to build up confidence. Now maybe you had a bit of a backdrop there with your confidence, and now you're building up again, but it goes so slowly. It goes slowly but surely. You know, you Scorpios, you know that sometimes it takes a long time to rebuild something. You know, breaking something is easy, isn't it? I can just I don't know, put that on the ground and it breaks, or something, you know, out of glass, and you put it on the ground, it breaks. But to make those pieces together, it's that kind of thing that's going on with all of us. But with you, it has to do with your financial situation. Maybe your financial situation is terrible, and now you've got that opportunity to work on it. But it will ask a tremendous amount of realism, a tremendous amount of not putting your head in the sand, but getting real here, getting responsible, being responsible for this. And I think Scorpios are very good at that. Unless you have other things in your chart, of course. Unless these are general horoscopes. Anyway, so that's with the Mars and the Saturn. And what else is going on? Of course, the eclipses. Now, the eclipse in Pisces is in a fellow water sign. So this is good for you. This is really, really nice. But the eclipse, the solar eclipse, is with the Sun and the Moon together on 18, 19 degrees of Pisces, which is in your 5th house, which is a very nice house. And it's together with Chiron. It's conjunct Saros, which is about nurturing. Chiron, it's about the wounded healing. And which is next to the South Node. So there is a lot of release and letting go of 5th house issues. This energy is energy of, yes, letting go. So there are two energies going on in March. It's an energy of letting go, of release, but it's also an energy of super focus and of maturing. And the energy of letting go is necessary here, because otherwise it will get too painful if you cling to it. And Scorpio is a fixed sign. And although it is water, it is known to be a sign that has a bit of difficulty with letting go towards what they're attached to. So 5th house could be your children, for instance, could be a project, could be you know, a project of yours that you consider like a baby. Maybe what could that be? It could be a piece of art that you made, it could be a piece of music that you made, a book that you've written, etc., etc. There's like this release going on with your own projects, with your own creativity, maybe with a hobby that is no longer suiting you, maybe with a type of expression, because the 5th house is how you express yourself towards, you know, how you are really in your unique way, and that has to go. A part of you needs to go that is expressing itself in a way that is now not nurturing you anymore. That's the Saros, and that is a bit too painful now with the Chiron there. So this is not a bad thing, on the contrary. But of course, letting go is always a bit of some unprocessed pain could be released here, and that could be a bit painful there. But on the other hand, Jupiter and the North Node are in your 11th house. So this is fantastic. This is like the counterpart, the balance part. So a lot of friends can help you out with this. Maybe it's simply a son or a daughter of 18-year-old is going to college, and you need to let go of that child. Could be the case as well. But your focus, if you put your focus on friends, if you put your focus on new aspirations for the future, this could be a very time where you grow tremendously. So this is about this transformation. You know, your sign knows all about transformation, and as I said, this energy of the Saros 18 South cycles of the eclipses is all about letting go and making a lot of space for new stuff coming in. So you can also plant a new seed when it comes to conception is happening there in that 5th house. So it could be, you know, a new baby that is coming. It could be a new hobby that you're about to do, but something first has to go and make a bit of space there. It can mean a totally new project that you're about to launch. A new business that you're going to start is related to the 5th house as well. So a lot of new seeds planted here, and that is good. And then the lunar eclipse that is on the 8th. The solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse is on the 23rd, but you will sense that the whole month, and it's in Libra, so in a very private part of your private, a bit secret, hidden part of your horoscope, which is the 12th house. You've got a lunar eclipse there, so something. So this is very interesting for you Scorpios, because I know that Scorpios like to know themselves better and better. And they are one of those signs that know themselves the best, because they are not afraid of looking at their shadows, looking at their blind spots, because that's the 12th house, is blind spots. It's where we undermine ourselves, or could undermine ourselves. So by having that eclipse there shows that you're letting go of something as well. And again, a lot of letting go for Scorpios. But it could relate to relationships, as it is in Libra. But it could also relate to a certain pattern, a certain old behavior that you were doing. And now all of a sudden this comes very clear to you, and you're saying, look, not for me anymore. You know, I'm going to say goodbye to this kind of behavior of mine, and I'm going to start brand new. Because that's the 12th house. It's old patterns. It's patterns that we've inherited from our ancestors. Sometimes, you know, that 12th house, which is a kind of a karmic house, and it's showing a light. When a lunar eclipse happens, things come to the light, and you will be looking at that, and you will be seeing some blind spots of yours. And that's nice for the Scorpio, to recognize something that you didn't know that was happening with you, and now you can transform that. That's basically what is happening. So very interesting month for March. It's not that a lot on the surface is happening, it's a lot on the inside. And but it's also a lot about your self-expression, about how you show yourself, profile yourself towards other people. There's so much to start brand new for you Scorpios, with Mars coming back to your sign next couple of months. I'll talk about that in another video. So there's a lot that you are shifting, and for the Scorpios, 2016, very important year, because you've got your Mars, Mars is going backwards in your sign. So great new beginnings, but it seems to me that March is planting this, it's saying goodbye to all things and people and situations, and it's planting little seeds there for something new. Having said that, I wish you a very great month, and see you next month. Bye bye.